shotgun pointing out his coverage. 2 safeties deep. There's the snap. Lathrop throwing it over and incomplete, nearly picked off as he tried to get it to Davidson on an out route. Even if he called it, he would have been tackled before getting the first, and it's a 3 and out for the Cats. They don't get a yard there on their first possession. Brings up 4th and 10, and now Lane Carroll is going to be forced to punt it away from deep.
Yeah, and he had his man picked out really early. Michael Bradley was running the seam straight down the field. Just going to look him off, get that second option. You had a wide-open 30-yard bomb.
Richlands going to get good field position early as Carroll receives a snap. It's a low snap, but he gets it off. Low punt. Takes a good bounce all the way down to the 40, to the 30, inside the 30, all the way to the 25-yard line. What a punt there from Lane Carroll, that is, and all the way back to the 25-yard line. Talk about a change in field position there for the Cats.
What a boot, what a boot. You can't why wouldn't you want a soccer player to play kicker for you, right?
Yeah, it's definitely something you love having. That is really an asset to have on the team. And we talked to Lane earlier this week.
You think about it, we actually have more than one soccer player on the team who's been showing out for us this year.
Yeah, a couple of guys trying to get it done with soccer. 65-yard punt, according to our statistician Brady Malone. Wow, what a boot. So Richlands going to start off under center. We said they mixed up formations this time. They're starting in the I formation. Cats up on the line of scrimmage have 8 in the box. There's a snap. This time a handoff off the left side, and it's a good run. Johnson off to the right. He got close to 6, out past the 30 to the 32-yard line. Give him 7 yards there on the carry to bring up 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, and something else to think about is the corners are really respecting these wide beceivers, and that's not good for this bubble screen offense they like to run.
Another I formation here for the Blue Tornado. Trey Brown under center. This time a handoff to the fullback, and it looks like one of those backers closed down on it for the Cats. Aaron Rose, the first one in off the edge. Short gang got 2, and they need another one. 3rd down and 1 coming up. Got to get it to the 35 to get the first. The ball sitting at the 34.
Let's be honest. Does it just not seem like Aaron Rose finds that gap to shoot every single time?
Another I formation for the Blue Tornado. Cats loading the box. 2 wide receivers out deep, 1 to the left, 1 to the right for Richlands. Scoreless early. 3rd down and 1. Snap, handoff up the middle, met in the backfield, and they stopped him short. Right at the line of scrimmage, might have lost a half a yard.
What about one of those Barlow boys, Thomas Barlow, getting back there to make that stop?
Yeah, Thomas in there. That was his 5th tackle for a loss on the year, and the Cats are going to force a punt. It was 3rd down and 1, and they couldn't get it, and a big stop there for Virginia High. 9:34, and the clock still ticking here in the first quarter as we're scoreless from Richlands.
You know, that's the thing about that I formation is you do have that extra lead blocker, but it also takes a lot more time to hand it off to your back.
Levi Forrest, that is going to punt it away. His heels are back at the 21. He gets it off. It's a good punt. High spiraling punt. Hits down at the 25, and it'll roll to the 20, near the 20, at the 21-yard line, and it's down there by James White, and that's where the Cats will get it for their second possession. So both teams 3 and out on their first possession, sort of feeling each other out here early.
Yeah, and it just feels like we started all over again and hit the reset button for this field position.
Yeah, the Cats back down. At least they're outside the 20. They're at the 21, not stuck back at the 18 like they were last time. So
they're about the 16.
Yeah, that's true. Never mind. I was looking at it wrong. They're at the 16-yard line, still inside the 20.
Let's never throw you off here.
That's wishful thinking. Yeah, I'm looking at a tough angle here. It's a tough little viewpoint here, vantage point, that's for sure. Don't you agree?
This is definitely a tough place to broadcast the game.
Weather's holding up, though. Not a lot of rain so far. It rained early. There's a snap, this time right up the middle. Rosie found a gap up past the 20, and he falls forward to the 22 or 21, and that's where they'll mark him. Good gain there, close to 5.5, maybe 6, as it'll bring up 2nd down and 4. Good run there.
Yeah, and it looked like you could drive a truck through that hole they opened up on that left side of the offensive line. And, of course, you give Aaron Rose any sort of hole, he's going to find a way to get there.
2nd down and short coming up. That's just what the doctor ordered for the Cats here early in this ball game. They get their first down of the afternoon. Rose in the backfield, 2 wide to the left, 2 to the right for Lathrop. They're going to run straight with Lathrop, but he's met in the backfield. Looked like he lost a yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5. 8:23 on the clock in the first quarter. Again, this is a battle between the 7-2 Virginia High Bearcats and the 3-6 Richlands Blue Tornado here at Richlands High School. 3rd down and 4. Got to get it to the 26 if you're Virginia High to keep the drive going. They're working right to left.
Jamie checks the defense.
2 wide on each side. Snap. Dropping straight back, looking downfield, not seeing anything. He's got a lane to run if he takes it, and he does. Going toward the outside. Gets out of bounds near the sticks. Looks like it's enough for a first by a couple of yards. He got it to the 29.
And what a great job by Jamie Latham. Just noticing that one side was closed off, finding a gap, being able to beat a linebacker to the spot and getting that first down.
Yeah, you could tell the defensive tackle on the right side of that defense closed in a little bit too hard, and Lathrop had the lane. Nobody was around before he could get the first, so good gain there. Needed 4, got 7 on the carry. 1st down and 10, first down there for the Cats, that is, on the night. 1st and 10 coming up. There's a snap, handoff straight up the right side. That is Rose. Tough yard there if they bring him down. Couldn't get his legs started up and bring up 2nd down and 9, trying to just run it straight off the right guard, but unable to get much there as he got a yard.
You know, every single one of these yards just seems to be something you have to fight for tonight on both sides of the ball with the way the Bearcats defense has played the last couple of games, and especially tonight.
Virginia High with the ball at the 20, at their own 28-yard line. Got to get it up to the 36 to get the first. And there's a snap. Lathrop dropping back, looking downfield. Well covered down the field are the Cats. Now he'll throw it deep down the field. It's caught. That is Austin Davidson making the catch at the other side of the 50, back at the 48. Over coverage, nearly intercepted there by Logan Steele, one of the safeties.
He just puts that ball on a dime every single time. Great throw, just right where the defender couldn't catch it and right where it fell right in his receiver's hands.
1st down, Cats. What a gain there for Virginia High. Big conversion there. Lathrop just rolling out to the right side. He looked downfield, and Davidson made the right move. Just sort of broke back behind the defense and waved his hand, and Lathrop lobbed it right over the coverage. Empty back set here. Now Lathrop's going to run for it. Just a straight run with the quarterback. He got 2 or 3. Got closer to 2 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 8 as he gets it down to the 46-yard line, back and now in Richlands territory. Getting it across the 50 here at the very least. You got the punt where you can in your back pocket.
And something to be positive about, too.
After last week, I've gotten to where I can think about defensive-style games for the Cats.
And it might be like that for the rest of the course of the season, too.
3 wide to the left. Rose in the backfield, 1 wide to the right for the Cats. Rolling straight off to the left side of Lathrop. Looking downfield wide of his intended target. That was Medley. He was near the 43. Would have been about a 5-yard completion. Instead, it'll go for nothing. Bring up 3rd down.
And you know, Virginia High is doing a lot of rollouts, making their tackles and guards on the left-hand or right-hand side, whichever side they're not going to, pull off, and that's pushing Jamie farther back in the pocket. He's just got to be careful to not get stopped in the backfield.
6 minutes, 12 seconds. The clock stopped after the incompletion. The Cats at the 46-yard line. Got to get it across to the 38. Crowd coming alive for Richlands. 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Snap. Lathrop looking downfield. Plenty of time. He's going to take off on his own, and he's drugged down right at the 44-yard line. Not enough. He only got 2 yards. Bring up 4th down and 5 for the Cats. We'll see what they do here. I'm going to send out the punt unit. I think that's smart here early.
Yeah, you can't give them better field position what they want.
And this is a Richlands team that we talked about. They've not been bad defensively in the first quarter. Just 23 points allowed in the first quarter all year, and that's excellent considering the opponents they've played. There's the punt. The snap was low, and Carroll punts it straight up in the air, but it takes a Virginia High bounce. Nearly fumbled. He picks it up and takes it to the 30. A risky chance at trying to return that ball as there was a defender right beside him, but it ends up paying off for Logan Steele. Just picked it up and got about 15 yards back. It was going to be down at the 15 had he let it go.
And I'm sure the Richlands coach had a couple words come flying when he first picked it up, but then once you pick up 10 more, I guess you start feeling a little better about it.
Got it all the way up to the 32. That thing was destined to go inside at least the 20. Don't know where it would have bounced after that, but Carroll, it was an ugly punt. It was straight up in the air. It was a low snap, but he got it off and took a bounce, but it was picked up on the bounce, returned about 10, 12 yards, and now they got the ball at the 32, working left to right. Put a man in motion, off from right to left. Now the snap. Quick screen play off to the left side. They're going to try to throw a little wide receiver pass down the field, and it's incomplete. They had him wide open, and he just took too long. It was one of those where he was just too wide open. They put Steele in motion from the right slot all the way across, threw it back to a wide receiver out wide to the left. Nobody was on Steele, and he had a touchdown if he wanted it.
Yeah, if you compare it to basketball, it's like getting the ball when no one's around you, just getting too excited and missing the layup.
Yeah, that was wide. That was there for the taking. The Cats bit down on it, and again, that's that screen play we've been talking about. They worked the screen that time. Instead, they went with a little trickeration. It doesn't pay off those 2nd down and 10. They had the Cats burnt there, though.
And I'd expect it again here on the right-hand side of the field, bunched up.
2 wide to the right, 2 to the left. Handoff straight up the middle, and the Cats bottle it up. Short gain, maybe 2 yards as they gave it that time to James White, the senior running back for Richlands. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8 coming up. Got right at 5 minutes left with the clock ticking down here in the first quarter. Still scoreless from Richlands, Ernie Hicks Stadium. Cats switching their cornerbacks off as Bazale and Carroll switch sides of the field. Snap, drop back, 3rd down. Pass over the middle wide of the intended receiver, incomplete. Cats get another stop. That time it was Steele trying to hit him on a little in route coming across the field at the 40. Incomplete. Bazale, if he was over another yard or two, might have had a chance at the interception. He already has 2 on the year, but it hits the ground. It brings up 4th down and 8 for Richlands, and the ball's sitting at their own 34-yard line, so they'll punt it away.
And they really got a gift there on the 2 drop passes. Those were 2 easy first downs to keep the drive alive, but just a gift from Richlands.
Bradley and Davidson back deep as the punt returners. Low snap on the punt, but it's off, and it's a bad punt off to the right side. Goes out of bounds, close to 7 or 8 yards out of bounds. They're going to have to walk that one off. That one was not a good punt at all. It might not even made it past the 45 on the other side. They're going to mark it right at the 45-yard line, so great field position for the Cats. As that one veered out of bounds off to the right off the punter, right off his foot. That was Levi Forrest. So 2 punts by these back-to-back punters that haven't really been all that good, but the first set of punts were good.
Yeah. Well, Lane Carroll's punt wasn't all that bad.
No, it took a bounce, but it looked bad.
He didn't have much room to work with. I think you got to sell him short.
Yeah, bad snap on both those punts for each team. Cats are in good field position here at the 45-yard line. 3 wide to the right. They're working right to left across the field. Snap. Lathrop rolling out to the right side, looking downfield. He's got Medley one-on-one, and he missed him by a yard. Medley was right on it, right at the 20. Had to get it, and Lathrop threw it right to the 20, right to the 19. Just another step, and he would have had it.
Yeah, and Medley had 2 steps on that. I think it was a linebacker playing on his position there, or a corner coming across, Jacob Hess. He's playing safety, I do believe, right now, though.
Yeah, he was able to pick up Medley. Of course, if you look at this defense, they've got to have a safety covering at all times, basically another CB, because they're running 4 down linemen, 3 backers. Snap here. Straight away handoff off to the right side. Howard brought down in the backfield. Lost 5 yards. Tried to run it off to the right side. The line did not hold up, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and long.
Well,
3rd and 15 coming up.
I hate to say this is prime position for Virginia High's offense, but they seem to always thrive in these situations.
We'll see how they do here. Lathrop and company are in trouble here. 3rd down and 15. Ball's back at their own 40. They got to get it across the 50 to the other 45. Snap dropping back to Lathrop, running up from the pocket. He'll dive forward after a short gain of 3, or a guard gain of 2 at the end of that. It'll bring up 4th down and 14. So nothing there for the Cats, and it's Lane Carroll again coming out for the punt for Virginia High. So not a lot going on offensively, kind of still feeling each other out. 3:35 to go in the first quarter. There's a snap. They're bringing some heat.
What a punt.
Carroll gets a good punt off all the way back to the 14-yard line. Returnable as Steele picks it up. He breaks the tackle out past the 15, gets a big block on the edge. He's loose around the corner. There is a block.
You got a block in the back. Let him run all the way to the house.
And he's finally brought down near the 50. What a return, but there were 2 flags in the process of that, and they're both sitting at the 28 and 29-yard lines, likely for the same penalty. It looked like a block in the back. A couple of big blocks there near the out. You know how those hits are on the sideline. Those guys unsuspectingly get wiped out, and that happened to a couple of Cats there.
Yeah, and you wonder how they missed the first one's what it looked like. But
blocking the back the call, and that's a big penalty for they were going to be in great field position up near the 50. So they'll mark that off from the spot. And
About the 20-yard line. You know, I wouldn't say it's much of filling each other out. I think